Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crossfire Challenge 5, live from the Wizard Gaming Center here in Enschede, brought to you in part by the PCs courtesy of Acer and Gamelux. So a big thank you to those, and we are ready to get underway when I ready up. That is pretty much always the case. Call of Duty, the only game in the world where the actual spectators have to ready up, and I never remember to do that. Anyway, we're live. We are inside this game, and away we go. FATGAMES lining up with Juicen, Diablo, Enrio, Duffer, RZE. Their opponents on the dignitas side, Will Nye, Luxor, Raztama, Soklon, and Mark, otherwise known as Horn. Dignitas on the defending side will be getting the expert intermittent opinions of Broken during this one. He doesn't know about that, but it's okay. He's tipped Dignitas to win this one, as now we have FATGAMES already underway. There we go. First frag comes in from RZE, as he will open up the fragging here at CC5. We have already had matches underway today, of course. You can check those out on www.crossfire.nu, as well as the other supporting coverage sites. Cadred are here in force. Max is behind the Dignitas guys over there, and I think 9mm is hovering around somewhere as well. So they're both here in force, so check that out on cadred.org as well. And here we go. First frag comes in from Duffer, as he will dart back, and we're in a 3-on-3 with FATGAMES looking to kick things off, as RZE will dart his way through. A little bit of controversy to tell you about that we'll bring to you just at the end of this round concerning Dignitas and certain additions to the game that you can make, as Raz comes in with a frag onto Duffer. We can only primarily follow the FATGAMES players. I've just remembered this fact as I follow a Dignitas player. As FATGAMES are concerned that Dignitas are concerned that FATGAMES can still see their screen. So we have to be somewhat cautious in that fact. As Enrio opens up onto Raz, it's a 1-on-2. The bomb is down as well, so he's in trouble. Enrio trying to chase out one of the retreating Dignitas players. I think that's Will Nye, who he is hounding down, and now is caught by Will Nye from the right, and that will be round 1, Dignitas. So your controversy for you, for all of you out there on the internet who like a little bit of scandal. Basically, an exploit that some believe was found by a Dignitas player who's not here, basically allows you to crouch back and somehow see more of yourself than you're supposed to be able to do, and see in certain areas that you wouldn't normally be able to see, which has now been outlawed. We have our two admins, Morg and Kleinman, behind the two teams, watching to spy them. There we go. Juicen comes in with one. Onto Will Nye now, pounces his way through the cafe, and is taking a few shots through the tower. And Duffer comes in onto Raz. 3-on-2 all of a sudden. And this bomb with Juicen is making his way across. Diablo is looking to get involved as well, but it's Juicen who gets the frag onto Luxor, and now it's a 3-on-1 with Juicen putting that bomb down. And Dignitas find themselves under the caution this round. And the last Dignitas player is being hunted out. 33 seconds left on that one. And bomb will be allowed to blow as Duffer comes in and finds the frag onto Soklon. And that's FG 1, Dignitas 1. And well, We've had quite a few matches in the Call of Duty tournament for you out there already. TM doing very well this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Reactive's got a big smile on his face, almost. Nope, no smile. And here we go. Juicen opens up with Luxor coming up with one, and Juicen comes in with a second one as well. And Dignitas quickly down 2 men. Juicen's looking for the hat-trick frag, darting around. He had the knife out, now pulls back, finds the frag. It's RZE that comes in onto Soklon. Raz comes up with 2, though, quickly before being shut down by Juicen, who has started like a man possessed with 5 frags in the opening 3 rounds. And FG have taken the lead. These two sides know each other very, very well right now. I mean, these are not new names by any stretch of the imagination. Would have last seen each other at ICE 35, as well as various points over the summer. Many of these players were in the Reason Gaming side over the summer, and Dignitas and the MYM side. So the 3 teams between them have now got these 2 teams. And we're away as Soklon comes in with 1. It's Duffer that goes down. RZE goes looking, and so Luxor comes in with a frag onto Juicen. RZE's in a 1-on-2. And here we go. FATGAMES edge their way around the corner. RZE on his own. And shut down. And it's an interesting story for RZE because I do think he intentionally plays badly when Quad V cast him. I think it's just it's an intentional thing, because literally he comes up to us at the end of every match or every tournament. Did you see that? Were you casting that one game when I played really well? No, but we saw the game when you got, you know, 0 and 12. Oh, and then he listens back and he hears your D-man or I saying, oh, he's being carried by his teammates, and he gets really quite angry. He's not a violent man, fortunately. However, we're gonna. I'm sure this weekend we'll find one of RZE's big matches, and we will give him the shoutcast he's always wanted for his frag movie. And we're away. Anyway, CC5 live from the Wizard Gaming Center in Enschede. And so we have ourselves Socklon picking himself up a frag there. Here he is, RZE, the man of the moment, gets himself a frag onto Will Nye, and Reason gave, sorry, FG, just used to saying RZE in Reason. And Reason are sat right in front of me, so, you know, Reason on the brain. Duffer comes up with the first frag onto Mark as well. So 3-on-1, RZE goes looking for that last Dignitas player. It is Socklon, he's got himself one. Duff's gone down, and RZE pokes his head up, looking for Mark, a.k.a. Horn. If we could have a sound effects board, we'd play a foghorn in the background every time Mark gets a frag. And that bomb is about to go down by Juicen. Juicen and RZE, who, what, Exabyte way back when at one of the tournaments where they took EG down to overtime, I seem to recall, in COD4. And there we go. Juicen picks up that final frag. It is on Socklon, and that is 3-2 in favor of FATGAMES. And a positive start from a side who've got a lot to live up to all of a sudden. They had a lot of problems at one point, you know, losing players left, right, and center, and people having to change. Remember, a post-FATGAMES need a player must be able to leave at Stansted tomorrow for Gamerland. Then suddenly came second at Gamerland. A little bit of indecision as to what lineup they bring here. But second at Gamerland puts a hell of a lot of pressure on FG to live up to their expectations. And we'll see whether they're able to build on that. This has been one of the first times for some of these players that they have got into situations as favorites, as, you know, pressure on them from the entire tournament. And Dignitas, who quite normally have a lot of pressure on them, actually for this time don't, because they are not in they're not in the form of their lives right now. They're not expected to be you know, taking anything away from this tournament. If Dignitas place top 3, I think a lot of people will be quite surprised based on their performance in Gamerland last weekend. So we'll see. Dignitas with a lot of experience in that lineup, though. They've won a great deal, and with that being said, they will go stronger as the weekend grows old, as Will gets nestled into his new Dignitas lineup. But it is Blackmane that they miss, who I'm sure is watching at home instead of doing his schoolwork. As FG now will push through. Juicen has the bomb. Raz has got himself a frag there. As now we scan for Diablo. Diablo's gone down at the hands of Luxor. Enrio now looking to get himself involved. FATGAMES find themselves now 3 men down as RZE pokes his head around the corner. And shut down by Socklon there. And that is a 4-on-1 now. 5-on-1. Juicen going to have to pull something out of the bag. Something out of Broken's little magic trick. Broken thinks he's going to get a 5-on-1. You can see him. He's cheering him on down here on the side. He's got the first with the headshot. Now is going to fall at the second hurdle, surely. And he does, and unlucky Broken. Yeah. We did have the mad skills of Broken casting at Tex, was it? Yes? We had all sorts of guest casters at Tex. At one point, you can catch these VODs on quadv.com, just so you know. At one point, we had Rob Wiz come on and cast and say, I can't believe you guys follow this game. It's really dull. He then went on to take second or first. Did they win Tex? Here we go. Frag comes in as RZE and Diablo find themselves two. Juicen gets himself another one, and that'll be that. And that'll be a very quick round. 4-all this round, this half going tit for tat between the two teams. As Dignitas and FG inseparable at the moment, but for FG they will be perhaps a little concerned that they're finding their attack so difficult here on strike. Juicen comes in with one onto Mark with the nade. Smoke in the middle, they'll look to follow this through. As there's Duffer coming in with a frag onto Soklon. And they can spy that one guy over at the cafe. None of them really wanting to do anything other than get hit by his bullets. Now it's going to be Juicen go through. Will Nye's got himself the frag onto Diablo. And Rio comes back, Luxor down. And here we go. That'll be that. Emrio steals the frag off Diablo's toes. And it is 5-4 in favor of FATGAMES. And with, what, 3 rounds left in the half, FATGAMES now need to at least win 2 of the next 3 to give themselves a cushion going into half-time. As Duffer comes in with one, drops Raz, nade pinged across, and Rio has got himself the frag onto Mark. This is more like it from FATGAMES. They're up by 3 men now as Emrio comes in with one onto Luxor. Now Diablo goes flying around the corner, going to get himself the frag onto Will Nye, and that'll be Duffer finishing off the job. And FATGAMES are flying now. And there are 2 rounds left in this half. And FATGAMES have put themselves in a position where they should be going into halftime with a 2-round cushion. Something like that would be, well, enough to play with. As there's Soklon chiming in with a frag onto Enrio. Of course, for Dignitas, you lose Blackmane, an epic sniper, and Soklon can quite happily just pick up the reins, and does so beautifully on this round with 2 frags onto the FATGAMES side. Juicen has the bomb. He's a man down here. Duffer comes in, levels it up with the nade onto Soklon. Shoutcaster's curse, if you will. And FATGAMES must now get involved. Juicen spies bullets through the grass as Duffer comes in with another one. It's Will Nye that goes down. We're at 3-on-2 suddenly. And Duffer's the man looking for these frags. Isn't going to find one there. RZE's covering Juicen.
Explosives planted.
And Juicen's now gone walking, looking for frags. Duffer's the one that's going to find the first frag, though. Gets himself one onto Mark. Duffer's got 3 this round, I think. Raz has come in, 2-on-1. Raz, the last man up for Dignitas with 25 seconds and not going anywhere fast. RZE gets the frag. It's 7-4 FATGAMES. And this is more like it from them. After being 4-4, they've raced away to 7-4. And we're now 3 rounds without reply for FG. And Dignitas, the side I can't actually spec because FG may be able to see the stream. And Diablo will go looking for them. Pokes his head into the cafe. Holds back. Juicen comes in with one onto Will Nye before going down at the hands of Luxor. And here we go. Diablo still watching the perimeter, if you will, as he makes his way across the main road. Spy some smoke coming, some fire coming through the smoke from that second bomb site. Will wait. Soklon comes in with one onto Enrio. Raz exchange frags, and RZE have lost 3 men. Sorry, FATGAMES have lost 3 men very quickly. Diablo's going to have to go huge here and pick up 4 frags. Gets himself the first, darts back, doesn't get the second. Diablo, who will never let me forget that he dropped the 40 against EG. And then went out the next morning. Too many of the players who are on his team right now. It is 7-5 at half-time to FATGAMES. That's just about good enough. And now it's going to be a case of 4 FATGAMES. Who can they shut down quickly from this Dignitas attack? Make sure Soklon doesn't have a lot to do. Make sure that he is, in all honesty, minimalized in this second half. Because if you remember, Blackmane, for example, was really, really strong on this map. And that is going to be one of the challenges. Pick him out. And perhaps that objective will fall to RZE, who's been down by Soklon right on cue. And that's what we're talking about here. Can that be nullified? Duffer's gone through, gets himself that first frag, and Rio gets himself one as well. 4-on-3. Quickly, FG turn it around as nades are flying about. And Rio is on the prowl. And Rio clearly looking for wherever that sniper may be set up, perhaps. Goes looking. FATGAMES sit, waiting. FG have Diablo in position as well. And there we go. Frag comes in from Diablo onto Socklon. That's the big one. FATGAMES find themselves 2 frags to the good now. Juicin and Diablo in position. Have this crossfire dissecting the cafe in this main entrance. Those 2 Dignitas players now must run the gauntlet. One of them was Mark, and he's gone down. I think the other is Will Nye. It is, and he's in there as well, and he's down courtesy of Juicin. And that's FG now upping their frag count, upping their round count to 8. They are 5 away from glory just yet, but already beginning to spread their wings a little bit. Almost said spread their legs. What a shot from RZE though into Socklon. As that was the crucial battle we pinpointed earlier. RZE and Socklon are going to go at it round after round here, and whoever wins it then opens up the rest of the round for their teammate. RZE's done that. That allowed Diablo and Rio to push out openly into that main road. They picked up 2 frags from it. And now Dignitas find themselves with just, 2 players left up. And FATGAMES well entrenched to pick them off. RZE's got Will Nye, and that's RZE for the hat-trick. Getting himself a mark at the end. And there you go. We talked about it earlier. Finding RZE's big round. And we found it. He can put this in his frag movie. RZE, good round. As he pokes his head up on top now. He's already had his frag movie, apparently. I think he'll make another one. If he gets some good frags here. Will Nye comes in with a frag onto Diablo. Now RZE hasn't quite caught a glimpse of Socklon yet, and thus still a very potent threat. And now RZE finds himself in trouble. Luxor gets himself one back. Needs to be flying in as Rio comes in with a frag onto Will Nye before going down at the hands of Luxor. RZE knows that someone's in that site. Raz gets a bullet in the back. Socklon comes in on Duffer, and now it's all RZE. He's got one to his left that either he didn't see or he's blind, and that makes it 6-9. And Dignitas pick one back. Remind us that they're very much still in this game. Despite losing, 5 out of the last 4 rounds. Not a... Other way around. Can't lose 5 out of the last 4 rounds. Losing 4 out of the last 5 rounds before that point. As Duffer comes in, gets himself a frag. Diablo comes back with one onto Socklon. And FATGAMES a frag, a man up. Still on board with RZE. And there is RZE holding back. He's got one just waiting on it. Not going to land it. Oh, gets it. Good frag onto Raz there in between the car. And now FATGAMES find themselves 2 men up. And really should look to close this one out. Once they got that cushion early on, they can then afford to go tit for tat with Dignitas in rounds, as they most likely will. Oh, in the back. Hello. Oh, Will Nye gets it before being slaughtered by Juicin. And well, it is 10-6 now. And FATGAMES now starting to stretch their legs, starting to find them stretch their legs, not spread their legs. As they're now 3 rounds away from glory, and Duffer's gone walkies. Diablo gets himself 2. Dignitas are down 3, and FATGAMES now are really picking up some speed here. It is 11-6 as FG go from strength to strength. And according to Diablo, that is filth. I'm sure that's one of those Diabloisms that we'll get when he explains it to us. Let's follow the man in a moment. You can read an interview with him on Cadron, and he's also posted, I believe, a guest column, which most certainly must be interesting reading. As RZE's down, courtesy of Socklon. Socklon's been quiet these past 2 rounds. Needs to wake up a little bit and come up big for them. Mark goes down. Will Nye comes in with one onto Diablo. Enrio gets the flying frag onto Raz. Leaves Soklon to chime in on Enrio. It's FATGAMES now. 2 on 3. 2 on 2. Will Nye says goodbye. Right. And here we go. Duffer gets himself another one onto Luxor. And that has been FG turning this one around. They're now in a 2 on 1. They've already found that one player they need. And Juicen will play then. It is Soklon. He has both bomb and sniper in hand. But he's got Duffer and Juicen to find. And neither of them are going to give it away easily. Duffer is waiting. Soklon hasn't made a sound recently. Smoke comes out. Could allow Soklon to move. As he finds himself the frag on a Juicen. Now Duffer goes looking for him and gets the frag. That is 12-6. And that is 6 match points to FATGAMES. And they are looking good. This is a really fast start from FATGAMES. It's a really positive statement of intent from them. They won their first game against Ampol, I believe. Despite an early scare in that one, going a few rounds down. Soklon comes in with the first frag. Juicen's in. And this, with Will Nye coming in on Duffer, may not be the round that wins the match. As Dignitas are 2 men to the good here. And here we go. There is RZE. Oh, misses a crucial shot and gives his position away. Now we'll fall back. Raz has come in on Enrio. RZE's under the cosh here at that second site with the smoke coming in. Quickly change his position. He's got 1 teammate left up, but 5 Dignitas players to find. Holds back. Waiting to see someone come through. Diablo's come in with one. Say hello to Raz. Point blank range. And Mark finishes off on Diablo. It's 12-7. Remember, 13 is the magic number for match victory. Which FATGAMES need just 1 more to reach. So we switch over to Juicen, who's gone walkies up the middle of the map. Now will make his way through. Smoke in. As Juicen will... Oh, he's really got him behind where you would expect Dignitas to be, at least. But they're not here. Mark's got himself the frag onto Duffer. There's Luxor down as well. Now the rest are going to come looking for Juicen in a second. And we're at a 4 on 4. FG have quite happily pulled the speed out of this one. Enrio will dart through. RZE's got nothing on the scope. Quite happy to sit and wait. Waits for the smoke to clear. Can spy one now and lands it. Great shot onto Raz. That puts Dignitas a man down. RZE's got eyes on Soklon, but is also taking fire from him. As he can see nothing down there. Mark's got himself that one onto Juicen. He was on the middle of the road. And RZE has a crucial position now. He needs someone to help him look left so he can look on the cafe. And with 25 seconds to go, that's going to force Dignitas' hand. Remember, they have to get this bomb down. Otherwise, they lose the match. Here we go. RZE goes walkies. Will Nye and Enrio exchange frags. Juicen now trying to stop that bomb going down. Soklon comes in with one, and now RZE is a one-on-one against Soklon. He can afford to sit here and waste out the time because he knows that Soklon's got to find the frag. And now RZE's gone out and has won it. Perfect play from RZE. Plays to the clock, and FATGAMES have beaten Dignitas, and it was without too much objection from the Brits, the CPC 1 champions. They really didn't put up too much of a fight. But that was a long time ago, and now Dignitas have got more work to do. You're on Quad V, www.quadv.com, live from the Wizard Gaming Center here in Enschede. Check out the scores and news at crossfire.nu. We'll be back with an enemy territory match. I just don't know which one yet.